Hey, what's going on? Tony Scott here, on the smooth ride home here in the studio and looking outside and seeing how nasty it is. And if you're home, stay home. If you're somewhere, I hope you're not watching this while you're driving. That would be just, especially on a day like this, that would be like really unfortunate. So don't do that. Okay? I'm just saying, please do not do that. But here to give you some tea today. Spilling some tea, like Trey Songz, who's being accused of allegedly hitting a woman at a party. It happened during All-Star Weekend, and she claims that she claims that Trey Songz hit her because she was talking to another. So I'm not sure if that means that this was his girlfriend or not, or what. But she left the party, went to the hospital, and the injuries are reportedly very minor. So hello, Agnes, and hello there, Matasha, and Sybil. How you doing? Wendy Williams is going to take 3 weeks off from her TV show. She's going to be in reruns. Wendy's got some health issues, specifically Graves' disease, hyperthyroidism, and she's had that for years. Her doctors told her to get some rest, and they want to get the levels and the medication on the same page. She's going to have to take 3 weeks off for that to happen. You can say what you want about Wendy Williams, but we wish her, at least I wish her, and I think you do too, the best. And Snoop Dogg helped out a stranded motorist in Los Angeles this past Sunday. Katrina Graham was coming home from church when her car broke down on an LA freeway, and she called her brother, and he was coming to see what was up. But Snoop happened to knock on her window and says, "Do you need some help?" He was on his way to the NBA All-Star game, and she said yes. He got out and helped her get her car to the side of the road. Snoop is a man, a father, a son, a husband, a dad. Like I said, a father. He's also a weedologist, an actor, and now he's a man of the people. So thank you, Snoop, for that. I appreciate that. I don't know if you heard about Layla Ali was at the House of Blues last night, and she's kind of mad. She says, I cannot communicate how frustrated I was tonight in Dallas at the House of Blues. Most of the audience, she says, was indeed respectful, enjoying the music and the moments and super engaged, and I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. Layla says, my people, you are not at the zoo. You are not the paparazzi. Put your phone down at my show. Please don't record me or take pictures of my show. Do not stream my show or Insta Live my work. It is super distracting, Layla says, and rude to the people around you. Your flash is annoying and draws me out of my space, which I'm working to create for you. If you paid for a ticket, it makes no sense to me at all why you would watch the show through a cell phone, but that's your business. Going forward, I have a zero tolerance policy toward phones. If you need to check on your children or look at the weather or check your Instagram feed or play Candy Crush, step outside the venue, please, and into the hallway or lobby. What I give to you is from my heart, and it is my intellectual property. If you do not get it, please stay home. Your energy is not welcomed, and you will be asked to leave and escorted out of the venue with your cell phone. I'm truly over it at this point. So I was talking to listeners earlier about this, and it was split about 50-50. Half says they understand where she's coming from, and half says, you know what, you can't enforce that. And actually, they can. There are some people, like Chris Rock does a show, you have to check your phones before you go in the venue. They put it in a little safe little pouch, and they lock them up, and they give them back to you after the show. That's what they do. That's what a lot of artists are doing that because it's distracting for flashes to go off and things like that. And it's unfortunate. Like if someone's in front of me, I'm sitting behind and they stand up to stream live video and stuff. Well, now I can't see because you're all of a sudden you're HBO. I mean, come on, man. But how do you feel about that? Do you think she's right or do you think she's wrong? Some people say, well, it needs to be printed on the ticket. Okay, we can do that too. We can do that too. I mean, I'm just saying. Agnes and Scott are both of the same wow kind of surprise. Could she have said it better? Yeah, but you know what? We can always say something better than when we say it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she was frustrated. She was speaking from the heart, obviously. And she's letting you know that she is not here for you to be live streaming her concert or snapping pictures and selfies and all that stuff while the show is going on because it is distracting. And I agree with that. I could see how that would be distracting. Yeah, makes all the sense in the world as I pardon my reach over here as I reach for some stuff over here. Some of the other news that's going on. I don't know if you love Sade or not, but she's getting ready to put some music out for the first time in about 7 years. So looking forward to that. I love Sade. I think she's great. And miss her being on the music scene on a regular basis. Also, Rihanna celebrated her 30th birthday yesterday. We mentioned that, but she also made history. She's the first artist to have eight singles from one album be number one on the Billboard Dance Chart. So that's a big deal. And Karuchi Tran is dating Victor Cruz, the I think former New York Giant wide receiver. Now he's notoriously known as a womanizer. So word says that he cheated on his former fiance with 200 different women, not all at one time. That would have been a problem. But Carucci says, you know what? He's a gentleman. He's a nice guy. We're getting to know each other, and we're taking it very, very slow. Could you date someone who you knew was a womanizer, fellas? Could you date someone who was a manizer? I don't know, is that the right word? you know, could you do that? I don't know. I haven't dated in so long that it would be hard for me to answer that question. But what about you? So, Janice, you were at the Layla Hathaway concert, and you said that she sang, trying to be nice, but people just kept doing what they were doing. Deborah says it's, Agnes says no, but Deborah says it's just, I understand both sides, but it's distracting to a video at a concert. Sue, hello in Big Spring. Welcome. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't dated in so long. I've been with the same woman, my wife, for many, many, many years. I don't know who Raina is, Donna. So, oh, you're talking to somebody else. Okay. You're communicating with someone else. Nada says that Rihanna is amazing and she loves her music. So I get it. Janet says that Layla asked people 3 times to stop doing what they were doing, but they kept doing it anyway. So I get her frustration, you know, and moving forward, she's going to be more proactive about that, you know. So there you go. That's the deal on that. What else is going on? Tavis Smiley is suing PBS. You know, they dismissed him for some sexual misconduct that they said that they did an investigation on and found these allegations to be somewhat true. So they dismissed the shows off the air. He's saying they did it for racial reasons. You know, based on some of the interviews he gave right after that happened, it would be hard for me to believe that it was racial. It was more like you were not very smart about this whole situation, Tavis, to me. But, you know, I'm an outsider just going by what I read and stuff like that. Polly, how you doing? I'm doing good tonight. And Oprah Winfrey, the Florida students who plan on marching and stuff, there have been donations coming. Some actors have donated $1,000 and some have donated $500 and some have done $2,000. Oprah gave them $500,000 today. That right there is pretty awesome. She gave them $500,000. Some of the families of some of the victims were with the president today, talking to him. And saying how frustrated. There was one man who had his 3 sons with him, and his daughter was killed. And he says, "I'll never see my kid again, ever, ever. I'm here, and she's at a cemetery in North Lauderdale." He said, and that just broke my heart. It was just sorry. We're on together every night with Sean. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, so, you know what? Well, I'm not Sean. No. People confuse us. Sean and I, we look so much alike that people confuse us. I get it. Yes, he's handsome. I'm not. Okay, well, that's okay too. So, anyway, and the other thing, I found this. I saw this today, and I thought, you know, how dare you? Really was kind of like my first thought. See if I can get that played. Did I load it? I don't know if I loaded it up. I think I did load it up. So, yeah, here we go.
Wonderful, beautiful. That's right.
Church in
You
Philly.
so-called Christian-looking whores. That's it. Jumping in some church, flapping your ankle chains around, all on the choir, breasts hanging out, lips all red, nails painted red, purple, blue, green, long like bird claws, all this fake hair, breast implants, toenails painted with little fake diamonds in it. Your toes ain't richer. You're nothing but a prostitute.
Amen.
Yeah, man.
Wonderful, beautiful.
Go to church now. Go to church.
That's right.
Got nothing but a singing hoe, a shouting hoe, a organ playing hoe, a choir director hoe. Hey, preacher. If what I just said describe your wife, you're married to a hoe.
Amen.
Am I right, I said? Talk to me.
Wonderful, beautiful. Yes, sir. Amen. Yes, sir. Wonderful.
I bet your mama wore red lipstick. I bet she kissed you many times with red lipstick and you were like, Ma, really? You're a preacher and you're judging people like that? Wow, that's your position in church, is to judge people like that. That is wow. That is crazy. And they're like, yeah, tell him, shut the hell up. Just shut up. He was serious. What in the hell is that? Get out of here with that garbage, man. You don't deserve to have the words God come out of your mouth. How about that? You're going to judge women like that? You're going to talk down to women like that? Let me see what your wife is wearing. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have a wife. How surprising is that? That's crazy. That's just some people. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Billy Graham passed away today. Billy Graham was 99 years old. He was going to be 100 later this year. Billy Graham did a lot of work in a lot of communities. He never had the mega church thing going, but he was doing the stadium, gospel shows like Joel Osteen and T.D. Jakes. He was doing that in the 70s. Been there, done that. I think he met with every president since Lincoln. He'd been around a long time, but he was a very special man, and may he rest in peace. So there you go. You know what, Janice? I'm not going to argue with you on that. I'm not going to say you're wrong or anything. But that preacher. Barbara, how you doing today? Happy Wednesday to you also. So there you go. So just again, trying to get into the habit of doing this live, because the algorithms change a little bit for the pre-recorded version. And I like doing this better than the pre-recorded version, because I can interact with you and get your comments on the stuff that I'm talking about and things like that. So Deborah's speaking about the Reverend Gino Jennings. He was like, what the heck is that about? That's and I get that. Going back to Layla Hathaway, Scott says she is an artist and she should be used to it or get out of the business. Now, you know what, Scott? It doesn't work that way anymore. And it used to be that way, but it doesn't work that way anymore. I've seen plenty of footage from concerts where performers put people out for being inappropriate on different levels. So I don't think we live in that world anymore where a performer has to take it. They don't really do that anymore. And like I said, there are people like Chris Rock and there are other artists who actually will make you check your phone. Like I said, they put them in pouches and they lock them up and you get it back. They give you like a ticket and you pick up your phone after the show. But you cannot enter the auditorium with the phone. And if you got a problem with that, then I guess they'll send you on your way. I guess that's how that's going. So there you go. Donna, you're liking the live thing? I appreciate you saying that. Because like I said, I want to interact with you guys, and I think that's more of a positive thing. I just got to figure out how to see your comment. My vision is like really bad, so to see your comments, I either got to go like that or go like that and have you look up my nose. So I'll just go like that until I can figure that out. So I apologize for that. Sadie Kell says that the preacher was so disrespectful. Barbara says Billy Graham, not the lady that the other lady Shady was talking about, but she says thank God for Billy Graham and family and friends around the world. So there you go. And Lakeisha, how you doing? Scott, thank you for saying that, man. Love the live feed. I appreciate that. Barbara, I appreciate you saying that I'm the best. I'm not, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So yesterday at I keep saying it over again. My wife and my daughters live in St. Louis, my two younger daughters, because my youngest daughter wanted to finish high school with her friends there. And we decided almost 3 years ago that we were going to let that happen. So we've sacrificed and things like that. So I pay 2 rents and 2 light bills and all that stuff. Well, the apartment where my wife and my kids live, the stove kept it wouldn't turn off. Sometimes they turn it on and it wouldn't turn off. And, so it'd get overheated and stuff. And the smoke detectors would go off. This would happen yesterday. And my youngest daughter was the only one home. And she called me. I said, put your coat on and walk out, baby girl. Just get out of there. She was like, well, I only have 2% on my phone. Well, you know what? The phone don't matter right now. Okay. So anyway, when my wife got home, she called the maintenance man, and the maintenance people there are, really, really, really good. And today, what did they do? They installed a brand new stove. Thank you. thank you. You know, when you're this far away and things like that happen, you feel powerless. And I appreciate what they did. That was really cool. So, Elaine, thank you so much. Missing me in St. Louis, I appreciate that. You saying that. Not, I appreciate you saying you look forward to it every day. Good. Is 6 o'clock a good time for everybody to do this? I think it's the best time because things kind of slow down around here just a little bit, and it allows me to be able to do this. And again, you see me looking to the left or to your, is it my left? Maybe your right. I don't know. Anyway, I'm looking that way to see my time because I will have to leave and go back on the air in a not too distant future, in minutes, as they say in the radio. So there you go. Scott, God is good. You know what? Yes, he is. And he's good. Say it with me. All the time. He is. I talk, I wake up every morning at about anywhere between 4 and 6 a.m. because a middle-aged man's bladder has no respect for anybody. So I have to get up and go to the bathroom, and I go back, get into bed, and I lay there. And that's the time I talk to God. And I thank him. I thank him for everything he's done for me because I know as much sacrificing as I've done the last almost 3 years because of the situation we decided to take on for my daughter's sake, I know the situation could be a lot worse. It could be like really bad. But I know that he's carrying me, and the struggles that we've gone through are for a reason, and we're going to have a blessing in the not too distant future. And I acknowledge that, and I thank him for that, and I ask him to look after all my children and my 2 grandsons, things like that. And I pray for my mom and my dad. May he rest in peace, and other people. And believe it or not, I pray for you. I don't necessarily say your name, but I say, God bless my listeners, keep them safe and out of harm's way, and keep them healthy, happy, and whole. And I do say that every day for my listeners. Because if I had to say all y'all's names, every last one of your names, I would still be praying right now. So I hope you understand and forgive me. So that's kind of like what it is. So now it's 10:30 in Australia. Okay, wow. I'm intrigued by Australia. But I've heard that it's really racist there. Is that true or is that not true? And I also heard that the water goes down the drain the opposite way. Is that true too, or is that not true? Can you confirm or those two things are not confirming for me and let me know? Nada, thank you for saying I'm a good man. You know what? I try. When my father died, which will be 8 years ago this year, I decided that I wanted to be 2 things. One is I wanted to. How can I say? I'll just say this. I wanted to be the man that God wanted me to be. And 2, I wanted to be the man that my father would be proud of. And he was already proud of me. He would tell me many times. He told my mother mostly that he was so proud of me because, I don't drink. I don't smoke. My family is everything to me. And I work very, very, very hard. You guys may think like doing radio is just playing records and talking. But there's a lot of other things that go into it that I would bore you with if I had to tell you. But it's something. Deborah, thank you for saying that. And also, Donna, thank you so much for that. And Scott, appreciate your compliments, man. Appreciate that so much. So I'm excited about this year. It started out kind of rough. I had bronchitis and some other issues that I won't bore you with. But it was. I've come around the corner, and I'm headed for the home stretch. And like I said, my daughter's going to graduate from high school this year, and then my wife and daughter will move here, and my second daughter, who's 22, soon to be 23, we're going to move to LA to pursue her dance career. And my oldest daughter, who has a birthday this Saturday, is in Houston with her family, and they just got back in their home about a month ago from the hurricane. And she was stressed beyond, she was stressed out so much she had to go to the doctor. And I told her, I said, why don't you come up here and hang out one weekend with your old man? Bring the kids, bring Robert, her guy, and I said, bring bro, all y'all come. And they did. And we had a good time. And they went to Six Flags and got them passes for that. And they had a great time. And it was good seeing her. And I just wanted to hold her and just hug her and tell her just how much I love her and how impressed I am by her and how special she is to me. And she's been calling on me, checking on me and stuff like that. So we have a good relationship that's getting better. And I'm happy for that. So yes. Yeah, well, yeah, racist people are everywhere, unfortunately, in Australia too. So I'm glad you're being honest with that. What about the water going down the drain the opposite way? Is that a thing? I'm actually more curious about that than the racist thing because I know racism is everywhere, unfortunately, in this world that we live in. But I'm just curious that way about how things work and stuff like that. I remember they did something about it on David Letterman years ago, but I don't remember what the results were. But yeah. People should be treated equally, not in a perfect world, yes, but we don't live in a perfect world. So people, for whatever reason, like I think Ice-T told me one time, he says, you know, man, you could put babies next to each other, one black, one white, and they will play with each other until they fall asleep because they don't know. It's the grown people who tell them you're not supposed to be playing with that child. And I thought about that. I was like, wow. He told me this like, I don't know, over 20 years ago, back when he was still rapping. Before SVU and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, okay. All right, y'all ready for Nada in Australia? Whether the water goes down the drain the opposite way that it goes down here? She's answered. Are you ready to hear it? Let me 5 people say they're ready to hear it. 5 posts, and then I'll tell you what she says. Have a little fun here. All right, give me 5 people who say, yes, I want to know. Barbara, I appreciate you saying that. My children, my girls are everything to me, and I'm nothing without them, and I'm less than nothing without my wife. So there you go. I believe you when you say Australia's a beautiful place, and you know maybe one day I'll be blessed enough to be able to vacation there and stuff like that. And do they have Chipotle there? I'm just saying. Janice, you're ready to hear about? Janice says I want to know. Janice wants to know. She's ready to hear. Bree says she's ready. She wants to know if the water goes down the drain the opposite way that it goes here. And Homeda, Brenda, Elaine, Tiffany, they're all ready. And the answer, according to Nada in Australia, is that yes, the water does go down the drain the opposite way in Australia. Those are her words. Maybe you can pour some water down the tub or something and videotape it and send it to me. And then I can post it so we can all see it go down the drain the opposite way. Why? Because we're petty like that. So at least I am. So anyway, you guys are awesome. I love you guys so much. You guys are so good to me. Have been good to me from the moment I got here in Dallas a couple of years ago. So for those of you who are in St. Louis and watching, you guys know me. I was on the radio in St. Louis for 26 years. And funny story about that. I don't know how long I was on the radio, but at this particular time. But I had an appearance at a store, and this young lady, beautiful young lady, and she was dressed sexy because that's what young women like to do sometimes. Not all, but sometimes. And she says, she goes, it's so nice to meet you. She goes, I've listened to you since, I was a little girl, and you've inspired me to reach for my dreams and all that. I said, oh, that's, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. I said, so what do you do for a living? She goes, I'm a stripper. I was like, okay, well, I'm glad I inspired you. And she gave me 2 business cards, the regular one and the one to call for a private dance. And I appreciate that. And of course, that card never made it to the house because I'm not here. Nada, thank you so much. Barbara, love you back too. Thank you so much. I got to go because my Khalid song is getting ready to end in 30 seconds. So thanks so much for watching. Share it if you can. Follow me on YouTube. Go to YouTube /This and That Media and subscribe to my channel. I need your help with that in a bad way. All right.